I think you're amazing, and I believe in you even when you don't. But it's time for you to start believing. When was the last time you started thinking big again about your dreams, that dream business that you started, that dream business that you want to have? And when did you stop believing in that? When did you maybe not stop believing in it, but you don't think about it every day? Well, imagine that you're driving along and you have bugs all over your windshield. And you focus on those bugs while you're driving rather than what's beyond it. So the bugs are the negative things in your life, the things that you didn't get done instead of the things that you did. And if you're focusing on those bugs, you're going to have a lot of trouble getting to your destination. And we don't want that, right? We don't want that for you. It's been quite a journey for me in the over 20 years that I've lived here on the Central Coast, that I've been consulting and training and helping people get more organized. I even started a direct sales company not too long ago. And this has really been a journey. I've had a lot of challenges, I've had a lot of doubts, a lot of triumphs, and a lot of successes. And what I bring to the party, if you will, is all those over 20 years as a professional organizer, not to mention the 20 years before that I was in accounting and sales. And I bring all that to working with people to help them make their businesses more like their dream business. So when we decided to move from Southern California up here, we had a couple of years to think about it, to plan it. Many things were going on, and the big question was, what is Linda going to do when we get up there and we get moved? And what we found out was that I wanted to have my own business. I had wanted to have my own business for quite a while, and I just didn't know what it was going to be. So I decided that what I needed to learn, what I wasn't real comfortable with, you heard me say I was in accounting for a long time, that I needed to learn about sales. I needed to get a grip on that. And so I got a job selling filing systems. How perfect is that? I always thought, my department was always the most organized and people always knew where everything, that I knew where everything was. And so I thought, filing systems, all I have to do is do what I know, and then I can learn about sales and I don't have to learn about that. So guess what? I had to learn a lot, and I learned a lot about, when I say filing systems, it was really about office organization and systems and all, all that entails, and helping people get something done every day. And that was really eye-opening for me, and it actually started a career. So when I moved here, I started as a professional organizer. Literally just walked up to people and said I was a professional organizer, and that's how it started. They didn't know what that was back then. I'll tell you what, I didn't either. I really, I just was kind of going with it, and knowing that organizing was kind of my thing. And it became such a fun career where I could help businesses become more effective and productive, that here I am today still doing that and loving every minute of it. So how about you? Are you loving every minute of your work and the business that you're creating? Well, if you're here right now listening and you've stayed on for these 3 minutes or almost 4 minutes, hopefully there's something that you're still looking for, something that you're missing, something that you want to make better in your business. And I'm downplaying it a little bit, but I want a lot more for you. And we know sometimes that just the pressure that we put ourselves under to set goals every year, and then by the time the holidays come around, which is like now, right, that we sometimes think, that it's impossible to get everything done now. Here it is, the end of November, and we're just not going to get it all done. So we just need to enjoy the holidays. We'll just take a little time, and we'll do what the holidays do for us, and we'll get back to the goals after the first of the year. So my question to you is, how has that been working for you? How has taking that long break been serving you in your business. Now, some people, it actually is in the summer. So really there's no perfect time. There's no perfect time to stop doing your goals. So what I'd like for you to do is close your eyes right now. Just close your eyes. Not if you're driving, but just close your eyes for, it's just going to take a second. And what I'd like for you to do is envision, picture, whatever that word means to you. And I mean be very, try to be as specific as possible in this couple of seconds. Think about your dream home. Think about your dream vacation. Think about your dream car. How about your dream business? And really, what do we as entrepreneurs go into business for? A dream lifestyle. And all those things come into that, don't they? So your dream lifestyle is a much bigger vision. And I want you to keep thinking of that word lifestyle. Well, it's not enough to say, as you know, you've heard this before, it's not enough to say, I want more money, I want to make more money. I want to lose weight. I want to exercise more. I want to, work out. I want to play more. I want to have a fabulous vacation. I want to help more people. And even that isn't enough. Just to say it, just to think it, just to set a New Year's resolution that one of those things or many of those things is what you want. So, what has stopped you? Well, it could be you're saying right now, I couldn't fit another thing on my plate. I just don't need another thing. I'm already really busy, and once again, here it is, the holidays, and I got lots of things I got to get done. And I totally get that. And, we all fill our days up with stuff. We all only have the same amount of time in a day, in a week, in a month. And what do you say sometimes at the end of that day, at the end of that week, at the end of that month, at the end of that year? What did I get done? What did I actually accomplish? Well, let's look at how you start your day. Let's kind of break this down and see what may have been a factor in you not reaching more of your goals and not having that dream business that you have right now. So these are things that you do first thing in the morning. Because let's just start where it starts, shall we? Okay, so the number one thing that you might be doing that isn't serving you is waking up with your cell phone or your iPad right next to you when you wake up from bed, and that's the first thing that you look at when you wake up in the morning. Okay, that's the number one thing you should not be doing. Number two, what if you're a little more driven than that, and you get up, and maybe you work from home, maybe you work in an office, and you get up and you're just determined you're gonna go into work and you're gonna get that thing done, whatever that was that maybe you didn't get done yesterday or the day before or whatever, and you just get right to work. You're gonna make some phone calls, we're gonna do stuff. Well, and then we walk in, and then we get distracted by something, and we don't get that done either. So maybe that's you. And number three is that you check your email first thing in the morning. Religiously, you open up that email, and that's really important for you to do first thing in the morning. Now, we'll talk about that more in the future as well. Number four, maybe you get up in the morning and you don't eat. You don't eat breakfast. Number five, you start your morning with your coffee. That's it. You just have your coffee. Okay, well, if you can identify with any one of these, or maybe many of them, you could find one thing that you could do differently tomorrow, today, depending on what time it is you're watching this. And that could make a difference if you just stop doing that. Because habits, after all, are not only things that we do, they're things that we don't do. Just think, we talk about how we're overwhelmed all the time. Well, imagine if you had to think about everything that you have to do. You have to think about how you're going to brush your teeth. You have to think about how you're going to get dressed. You have to think about how you're going to, and you think about every step. You'd really be overwhelmed. So human beings are conditioned to think in terms of habits. We develop habits and we operate that way because it's kind of life-saving, really, because we don't want to have to think about breathing, right? But there are some things that we've ingrained in our habits that really aren't serving us. And when we can figure out how to change those habits or develop just new ones that might enhance what you're doing. Maybe you're doing some great things, but you're still not getting there. So there are ways to maximize, if you will, the habit of habits. How's that? So it does explain, though, why it's hard to get to your dreams sometimes, isn't it? That we have to do something differently. Because whatever you've been doing, trust me, whatever you've been doing isn't working for you. If you're not, if you're listening to this right now, you don't have that dream business that you want, or you're ready to take it to the next level. Maybe you are doing really well, but there is just so much more in you. There's so much more that you want to accomplish. And you can't do it doing the same thing that you're doing now. There's a lot more we're going to talk about on that in the future. Excuse me. And you have to do it not just daily, but not just think about it daily. And then, like we do with New Year's resolutions, we start all excited, and then, February 7th comes around, and we kind of went, what New Year's resolutions? Those didn't work for me. So what could make it different for you this year? Excuse me. My question for you is, how is your life working for you? And is there so much more that you were meant to do, meant to have, meant to be? And I believe you believe that that is true. And I believe that for you, because you are amazing. So the question that you want to ask is, how do I not get off track? And so it's February 7th and we're rocking. We're really still following the path that we want to do. How do I do that? What's different about this year? Well, what we've done in the past, we've done New Year's resolutions, we've done some lists, we've read a book, or whatever, but what you don't have is a system that will keep you on track. And if you don't have a system, the mind just wanders back to its old habit. And that is really the downfall. And so not having a good system, and that's where I can help. I want to help you stay on track so that we develop new habits. Because if you're one of those people that, laughs off the New Year's resolutions, and maybe you do them and then you laugh when you're all done and you're, standing around with friends or having coffee and you're saying, yeah, well, I always do that, and then I swear next year I'm either not going to set resolutions, or I'm going to set ones that I'm really going to stick to it. Well, if you're one of those people who's laughing it off and who's just, really not sincere about it, you're in a big group. You're at the party. You're in a big group, and the problem is they're not the people that you want to be at the party with. You want bigger things. And the people who know that they have to do the work, the people who know that they're going to be different, they're the ones who are going to succeed. They're the ones who are willing to take the steps and willing to do something different and be something different. They're the ones who are living their dreams. So, what's next? Well, what about writing down, right now, write down some of the things that came to your mind when you did that, close your eyes, and you had that little vision. Write down some of those things right now. I know, it's not January 1st. I don't care. I don't care what day it is, because it doesn't matter when you start. Okay? It doesn't matter when you start. So write these things down right now. And next video, we're going to go even deeper, and I'm going to talk about the systems that I can help you with to make this the best year of your life. Regardless of when it starts, I'm going to help you get there. All right? So I am Linda Easton with Extraordinary Organizing.